Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Today I just want to do a company review, and the company is 3M Window Film. And I want to just put out a video just telling you guys my experience with the company and how disappointed I am with their customer service and, of course, their products. Now, if you are new to the car world, cars generally, when they're tinted, for the most part, have a film on them. And what that is a tinted film that is installed, and there's a glued back on that film. So a professional installer or somebody with the know-how and the knowledge and skill will basically wet the window down and put this film over your window to give it a tint. Now the film has gotten much better over the years. It's become much more durable, and you guys, I mean, I'm sure many of you have seen cars with the windows bubbling and it's like, oh, I would never put that on my car. Well, cars, Windows tint film or window film have gotten a lot better. The stuff that you have professionally installed, if you're getting it done from a reputable place, is not what you buy in Shucks. You know, a lot of the film that and I've experienced window tint from places like Shucks, and again, I don't know which brands that I've experimented with, but there is window film and there's window film. And generally, when you're going to invest the money into a car, you have a beautiful car, you really want to get something that's going to be of good quality where you're not going to experience any kind of problems, because it's not the easiest thing, one, to apply window tint, whether it's somebody else doing it or you're paying to have it done or yourself, and it's not the easiest thing to retint, and it can be costly. So when I had my 2000 Honda Accord tinted back in '99 when I got the car, I ordered it brand new right from Honda. It was a super exciting moment, and I had to have the windows tinted. I've had every vehicle I've ever owned tinted, from my '73 Chevy, my '96 Sonoma pickup truck, then my Honda Accord, and every other vehicle thereafter. And one thing that I looked for when I was looking for a place to get my windows tinted originally was the fact that the tint had some sort of warranty, some sort of protection against fading and bubbling. And what I wanted was to be able to, because it wasn't, you know, it's not cheap to get your windows tinted. You're looking at upwards, depending on where you live and who's installing and what kind of film is being used, anywhere from $300 to like $800 to get your windows tinted. Now, where I live, I've always paid roughly about $250 to about $400 to get my windows tinted. Now, as time has gone on, prices do tend to go up, but window film has gotten better. And we've all seen those vehicles riding around town that need to be retinted. It's bubbling, it looks terrible. Very rarely do we see factory vehicles with that problem. Whether the factory vehicles are tinted, you know, from the manufacturer with like a spray, I'm not sure what they use, but you never really see that on factory cars. Only with window film. So being that I'm very meticulous in, obviously, you know, everything that I do, my vehicles I take really good care of. And when I buy a car, I don't get rid of it. I buy a car based on the fact that it's something that I'm never going to kind of fall out of love with. It's got that style. It's a timeless style. And I think my Honda Accord Coupe, the 98 version, the 6th generation, I think it looks as good as the day I got it as far as style. I love the car and I'll never get rid of it. Now, it is subjective. That is my personal opinion. But point being, I still own the car. I bought it new and I'll never get rid of it. So I wanted something that was going to go with me for as long as that car was on the road. And I wanted to go with a window film that wasn't going to cause any problems. I've had window film applied on my other two vehicles, and I had 3M products applied to those vehicles as well, or installed. So most recently, in the last 5 years, my Honda has become, the window tint has become disgusting. It's bubbling. It gets worse and worse every day. It looks terrible. I have to have it retinted. There's the guy who tinted my vehicle. The original guy opened his own shop. And he's the guy who tinted it back in '99. He's super skilled. The guy is like a genie when it comes to installing window tint. He does it right and he does it well. And every vehicle I've had tinted by him have been great, except for this car. And it looks horrible. I paid a premium to go with 3M window tint because they're very picky. You can't just buy 3M and sell it. You have to be an authorized 3M dealer to use the 3M name. And 3M, you see it in stores for tape and all different kinds of products. You want, you know, when you think 3M, you think of quality. Well, I'll tell you, I'll never go with 3M window film ever again. Now, it may be unreasonable to think that your window tint would not peel after 20 years, but that's not what they say. And when I bought the car, bought the car and had this specific window shop tint the windows, they were very reputable. They have gone out of business over the years. I think they went out of business and retired maybe about 10 years ago. But they pride themselves on quality. And again, the guy who tinted my car said, hey, we use 3M products, and I was going to have him retint it. Reach out to 3M. and see if they'll retint that rear window for you, because they've always stood behind their products. And that's why you go with a 3M tint. That's why I paid a premium for using 3M film, because as long as you own the vehicle, the warranty was we will retint that vehicle. If that shop is no longer in business, you can go to any authorized 3M dealer and submit a claim, and they will pay to have that car retinted. Now, overall, the whole car really should be retinted. The tint has faded. The 35% film that's used, and when I say the percentage, that means that's the amount of light that's able to penetrate through that tint. I went with 20% on the rear windows that don't roll down, and 35%, which is legal in my state, for the side windows. All the other windows look great, with the exception of the fact that they're just getting a little bit, the tint is starting to look more blue than smoky. It's lost its ability to block the sunlight. It's gotten a lot lighter. Now, I can still live with that, because it's not at the point where I feel the need to have the whole car redone. But the rear window is absolutely horrible. And I will put a picture of the car in the thumbnail of the video you can check out, or a link in the description will take you to a image hosting site. It looks absolutely horrible. So I was like, hey, no big deal. I forgot, I'd forgotten that that 3M window tint was used on my car until I was reminded by this guy who installed the product. And I said, geez, you're right. I totally forgot about that. So lo and behold, I was able to find my receipt. I reached out to 3M. They said, hey, we need to have a receipt. I didn't know where it was at the time, but I was able to go through some old files of my folks' house, and I found the original receipt, specifically stating that it was 3M window film used. And I made sure that when I got it done, because of that factor, because of that warranty, because of that perk with the 3M products, I wanted the receipt to say that. And clearly, I had them put a note in there stating that this is a 3M product and holds a lifetime warranty should the product fail. And window tint, it's glued on. It shouldn't fail, as long as it's installed properly. And the guy who installed this was a 3M rep. They were authorized to sell their products. They were authorized to install 3M window tint. And this guy has done every vehicle I've ever owned. He's done my other two vehicles, my Jag and my Solara. And his work is flawless. And those cars look great. There's no bubbling on any of those cars. And the Honda, that thing started to bubble like 10 years ago, and it just got worse and worse and worse. My other vehicles look great. And so I reached out to 3M. They said, hey, you need a warranty card. I said, I never received a warranty card. That was back in 1999. Well, you need that. I said, well, I don't have that. I said, but is there any way to tell if it's 3M? And, if it's 3M, obviously it was installed. Here's the windows. Obviously, they have a list. They know who's an authorized dealer, because if you call them, they'll tell you where an authorized dealer is. So there is some sort of paper trail on who's a 3M dealer. They can obviously look up that tint shop and find out, yep, that was a 3M dealer. I have the proof that it was installed. It states 3M right on my receipt. I have my credit card printout and the actual invoice. Well, I found that because they said we're going to require something. I found that. I scanned it into a PDF file. I sent it over yesterday. They got back to me stating, oh, this isn't going to work. This isn't a proper documentation. They said specifically, I'll tell you exactly what they said here. I have the email. They said specifically that let me find the email here, just so I'm not messing up any of their wording. Where are you? Sorry, guys. I should have had this pulled up, but I didn't think I was going to read it to you. Nope, wrong email. So they stated, and I even sent them pictures of the car in '99, right when I got the car tinted. I sent them pictures of the car in 2011. And then I sent them pictures from 2020, most recently yesterday, showing, hey, this is the same car. I have the car. I can provide documentation, email, or VIN numbers, registration, whatever they need. But obviously that's not good enough. And so this is the response I got back after taking the time to send them all the pictures, the proof that it's 3M, the proof that of my receipt back in 1999. And it says here, thank you for your response. You can email a copy of your receipt in response to the email. We'll review it further and advise you upon our findings. So no sooner did and it took me a couple days to find it, I sent it to them. And again, other emails, if you can provide a receipt, invoice, and or warranty, we can assist you. So that was my option, to give me a receipt, an invoice, or the warranty card. And we went back and forth. They basically said, we're not going to be able to help you without that receipt. And it says here, so this is what they responded back without really any, it took them, it was really quick, within a couple hours. It says, unfortunately, after review, we're unable to accept this invoice as proof of installation. If you'd like to speak to someone directly regarding the decision, feel free to call us. So I mean, really quickly, without even really, I mean, I'm not really sure what they were looking for because they specifically stated invoice, receipt, or warranty card. And I gave them the invoice and the receipt for the payment. And that wasn't good enough. So I'm sure that they're not going to do the right thing and fix the window tint. They probably don't have a lot of people who still maintain a car. That's how a lot of companies get away or get around having to, shell out money to fix things that break, that fail, because most people don't keep their cars that long, especially in today's age. So it's very easy to be like, oh, we have a lifetime warranty. This is why you should go with our product. Because they know that probably people are going to get rid of their cars on average within 10 years, and by the time it fails, then they'll be off the hook. They don't have to worry about it. So they probably don't expect somebody to actually have their car for this long, to maintain their car for this long, and say, hey, I have a problem. I'd like you to honor your part of the bargain, your end of the agreement. And now they just make up, oh, we can't do anything for you. No real reason. I emailed them earlier today. No response back. So really interesting. I highly advise not paying a premium for 3M products. And I honestly, I mean, if this is the kind of service that you could expect from a company who claims one thing and does another, I advise you to go with a different brand and really ask those important questions. And definitely, if you're going to have your window tinted, and this isn't really just about window tint, it's about anything. If you are looking for something with a warranty, if you're looking for a service guarantee, make sure that you get things in writing and that warranty, those stipulations are really laid out in its entirety. When I got this installed, the installer, now I can't speak on the installer, he's no longer around, other than the guy who installed it. The owner's not around. The guy who sold me the tint, this guy was the install guy. He said 3M products are guaranteed for life. He's been doing this for over 20 years. Has his own shop right now where he's doing this. Continues to do this. This is his life work. This is what he continues to do. It's how he is bread and butter. Still doing it after all these years. He says, man, they should cover that. And I trust this guy. I've been using this guy a long time. And for 3M to turn around and be like, oh, well, we can't do anything for you now. Even after, because they didn't think that I had the receipt. They didn't think that I could provide the receipt. So they're like, oh, give us a receipt. We'll fix it for you. But now that I got the receipt, now they're like, oh, well, that isn't good enough. So, unfortunately, it's really a sleazy move on 3M. I'll never buy their products again. And for the future, when I get this car retinted from the guy who tinted it originally, I'll make sure that the products he's using do have some sort of warranty. And if they don't, then I'll pick the one that obviously gets, has the best reputation, and I'll just face the fact that, hey, in 10 years, I might have to have the car retinted and make sure I get the best deal, which he is the best deal. But when I actually had this car tinted in the past, there was like 4 other shops that were going to do it cheaper. I paid a premium for 3M because of that warranty, only to be surprised now that is meaningless. So, as always, buyer beware. Shame on me. I should have asked more questions. I should have more documentation. But I won't use 3M products ever again. So, I hope you guys liked the video. You guys know I like to put up these rants once in a while just to fill you guys in on if you are in the, YouTube is a powerful tool. The internet's very powerful. And we only know about these issues with companies unless somebody comes forward and says something. Hey, this isn't fair. And so I want to share that with you guys as well. So let me know if you have had any bad experiences with 3M, with their automotive window film line. People are powerful. I mean, the more if 3M's done this to other people, then they shouldn't have a warranty period. They should be like, hey, you know what? The warranty is between you and the guy who installed the tint, and that's on them. We just sell the product. But they pride themselves on this warranty that unfortunately doesn't seem like it exists. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. As always, have a great day and take care.